Hi, I'm Dr. Jeff Waldron. Today I'm going to talk about low back pain, stiff hips, and hamstring muscles. If you're sitting too much at home working from a desk or sitting in a car for long drives, you've probably noticed your back and your hips and legs can get quite stiff. Even your hamstrings are inflexible. That can lead to back pain. So I'm going to go through a gentle yoga kind of exercise routine that I use a lot in physical therapy. It's quite helpful for back pain, mid-back pain, and tight legs. If you have sciatica or nerve pain running down your legs, I recommend that you consult with your physician and get help with that. If you do any of this and it doesn't feel right, I also recommend you consult with your physical therapist or physician before proceeding. But otherwise, go ahead and have fun with this and exercise and see how you do. So first and foremost, let's start off on the ground with a little bit of a warm-up. And with this warm-up, we'll do a seated cat-cow. You can hold onto your shins. You want to really focus on rolling the back down and up and trying to bend at each segment. So I grab the shins here. You can pair breathing. If you have a hard time with the breathing components, my YouTube channel, the 8th video I have up there, and they're all numbered, is really helpful and focuses on training the breathing because sometimes people need a little help and work on that. So here we go. So you go ahead and exhale as you go down. Inhale on the way up. So by breathing and lifting the chest, you're really moving the ribs, the neck, the whole spine. Okay, so we get the abdominals warmed up with a little bit of a roll back and hamstring stretch. So you can roll yourself back. Get a little hamstring stretch at the top. If you can't reach your feet, just grab your shins or knees, wherever you can go, gently without hurting your back, trying to lift your chest and bending at the hips. Nice bit of a stretch here. Then we can go ahead and flip over on your hands and knees and do some more cat-camel. So go ahead and inhale. And then if you're stiff in your mid-back from working at a desk, tight chest from doing push-ups, you can lower your head to the ground and go into what's called puppy pose. Your knees and hips stay at 90 degrees. You walk all the way down, and then you let your chest here fall towards the mat and ground, and reaching your arms overhead to get a nice stretch. You can also transition this more into the low back by sitting back into child's pose. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. Come up if you felt more stretch here. Breathing into your ribs. Good. And then we can come out of that position and go into an upward dog or a plank position and transition down. And then you can go ahead and transition back into a downward dog. And you can walk it out, getting your heels to the ground, stretching those hamstrings, turning on your core and your back. You can hop forward or walk to the front of your mat and do a forward fold stretch. Grab down lower behind your legs, get a little stretch. You can work your way up, doing a reversal of your posture, bending backwards. Just kind of doing what feels okay, not overdoing it. Bend as far as you can comfortably. When you're coming up out of those, sometimes you need to bend your knees and roll up from your stomach. So we can forward fold again. When you're here, bend your knees, tighten the stomach, and roll out just to protect the low back. So we're down into forward fold again. You can reach and increase the stretch by grabbing your big toes. You could also, if that's too hard, do a ragdoll where you stretch side to side from your elbows. Kind of opening the sides of your body, stretching those legs. If you want a little more of a stretch, you can put your hands under your feet, stretch down, dropping your head, breathing into the stretch. And then we can bend the knees a little bit and transition back down. Do another flow, going into upward dog, downward dog again. All right, and then we can go ahead and transition down. We're going to do a little bit of hamstring stretching. I like to go into this hurdler position, and then you're going to place your forearm on the ground. This is really nice for stretching the side of the body, getting these ribs, breathing in. If you have tightness in the transition from your low back to mid back, you want to put this forearm on the ground as much as you can, reaching overhead and then rotating, and you can look up towards the ceiling and you can breathe into this. And then as you come out of that, you can go ahead and take this leg, stack it over the other knee, so knees on top of knees, and then bending forward. If you can't grab your foot, you can grab your shin, or you can reach down, just kind of doing whatever feels right for you. And then breathing into that nice stretch. If you have pain in your back, you can stop, reduce it, come out of the pose. And then coming up, you can get a little gentle twist in the back, gently turning. And then we can transition over to the other side. So coming over here, and again, placing the forearm of the leg out on the ground, trying to keep your sit bones down, and then reaching and going across, twisting that mid back, and then breathing into those ribs and getting that mobility. So too much time at that keyboard or computer, you can just really stretch it out and get some nice mobility and free up some tight spots. If you're working out at home doing pull-ups, push-ups, a lot of times those muscles get quite tight. It's a nice way to balance out your system. So we're stacking the leg over again on the other side, stretching down. You can lower your head as much as you comfortably can. And breathing into the nice stretch. If you feel like you need to hold these a little longer and stretch more, you can come back to any of these or pause the video and really stretch it out. So I'm going to pull this up. I'm going to twist towards that bent knee side. And then just coming back, you can kind of transition to a little more abdominal work. You can go into a boat pose where you kind of balance. You want the shins level like a tabletop, and you just kind of hold that position. You can wind it down and come back up, or you can just kind of hold and rest where you're at. So hopefully you found that helpful, and you have some reduced pain afterwards and you enjoy the flow. So thanks for watching, and subscribe if you enjoy the videos. Thank you.